One wrong missile, one wrong target. And honestly, the Middle East could just explode. Iran and Israel aren't just exchanging threats, they're exchanging fire. This isn't just a regional war. This is, the fuse to something much bigger. And if you think it won't affect you, your oil, your economy, your peace, well, think again. This is the war that could start World War III. Iran and Israel didn't always hate each other. Centuries ago, Persia welcomed Jews. The Hebrew Bible actually praises Cyrus the Great of Persia for helping rebuild Jerusalem. But 1948 changed everything. The creation of Israel enraged most of the Muslim world, yet Iran, under the Shah, stayed relatively neutral. Then came 1979, the Islamic Revolution. Ayatollah Khomeini overthrew the monarchy and replaced it with a hardline Islamic regime. Overnight, Israel became the little Satan and the center of Iran's hatred. Every Friday, prayer in Tehran ended with "Death to Israel." And from that moment, the war of ideology became policy. This wasn't going to be a war of tanks. It became a war of silence and shadows. Iran's Quds force trained proxies across the Middle East. Israel's Mossad launched surgical assassinations and cyber warfare. In 2010, Stuxnet, a cyber weapon likely built by Israeli and US intelligence, crippled Iran's nuclear centrifuges. In 2020, Iranian nuclear chief Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was assassinated, allegedly by a remote-controlled AI gun. Meanwhile, Israeli jets struck Iranian targets in Syria and Iraq, disrupting weapons transfers to Hezbollah. No flags, no declarations, but bodies kept falling. This was war, just without uniforms. Iran's real strategy? Fight Israel without lifting a finger directly. It built a web of proxy fighters, Hezbollah in Lebanon with over 150,000 rockets, Hamas in Gaza with Iranian funding and weapons, Houthis in Yemen attacking Saudi oil fields and threatening Israel's Red Sea routes. Iran empowers them, Israel defends against them, civilians pay the price. And when Israel strikes back, media cameras roll, capturing rubble but not the rocket trails that started it. This isn't just asymmetrical warfare, this is Iran's invisible empire. Nothing terrifies Israel more than a nuclear Iran. Iran says it's enriching uranium for peaceful energy, but Israel says that's a lie. In 2015, the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, tried to limit Iran's enrichment capabilities. Then, in 2018, the United States exited the deal. Since then, Iran has been pushing the red line. According to Israeli intelligence, Iran is just weeks away from weapons-grade uranium. Israel has warned, we will not allow Iran to become a nuclear state. And Israeli F-35 have reportedly trained for long-range strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, Natanz, Fordow and Isfahan. If those facilities are hit, expect all hell to break loose. Then it happened, June 2025. Israeli intelligence confirms Iran is just days away from enriching weapons-grade uranium at Natanz. That night, the Israeli Defense Forces launch Operation Rising Lion, the largest coordinated strike since the 1981 Osirak raid in Iraq. Over 200 Israeli F-35S and drones launched simultaneous attacks. The targets, Natanz, Isfahan, and missile depots near Tehran. Special forces reportedly infiltrated Iranian air defense zones in advance. Cyber attacks crippled communication hubs and power grids. Israel claimed it was a preemptive strike to ensure survival. Iran called it an act of war. The world called it terrifying. Less than 48 hours later, Iran responded directly. Operation True Promise 3 began with over 120 ballistic and hypersonic missiles aimed at Israeli cities. Tel Aviv, Haifa, Dimona, Israel's Iron Dome and David's Sling intercepted many, but not all. A Haifa power plant exploded. The Ashdod oil terminal burned for 16 hours. 14 civilians died, and hundreds were injured. Airports were shut, schools closed, shelters filled, sirens screamed. Iranian media declared, "We did not start this war, but we will finish it." The question now, where does it go from here? Iran says if Israel strikes again, they will hit Dimona, Israel's nuclear facility. Israel warns, if Hezbollah joins in, Beirut will burn. The United States Navy has moved carrier groups to the Gulf. Russia stays silent, supplying Iran with defense systems. China urges restraint, while securing oil deals with both sides. The world stands on a razor's edge. If Iran builds a bomb, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Turkey may follow. If Israel strikes first, the region could ignite. If proxies join the fight, there may be no turning back. This is no longer just Israel versus Iran. This is democracy versus theocracy, stability versus chaos, future versus extinction. This isn't just about two countries. It's about how fragile peace really is. One wrong move, and the map may never look the same again. Comment your thoughts below. Share if you care about the truth.